today's video we're just doing about our opinions and thoughts on joining the Caravan and Motorhome Club, and is it worth it? Now we're saying this because we've been a member before, we've then not bothered rejoining, but now we have again. Now, just taking for example, the Caravan and Motorhome Club, I've got some really good sites all around the UK, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of the ones we go to quite a bit, which is why we rejoined, is Castleton and Chatsworth House. We was there for the Christmas market. Pretty much two of the flagship ones, I would say.
Yeah.
Very clean. I mean, once you've been to one club site, you've pretty much been to them all, as their actual club sites, because they're a certain standard. Very high standard, very good clean sites, but they're all pretty much the same.
Yeah, I think one of the best is Chatsworth, just because you're right on the door, literally, and it's on the other side. You get a key and you just walk straight onto Chatsworth, so it's a lot easier. So I think that's one of the better ones as well.
Yeah, I do. I mean, Chatsworth's very good. The only downside to Chatsworth, I would say, there's, apart from the grounds and the house, there's nothing at all around there. There's, you know, within walking distance, there's not a great deal. There's not any pubs or shops.
There's the Chatsworth farmhouse shop, but like, that's.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about things where at night time, you're walking to the pub for a meal. You can't really do it from there. In the winter months, anyway. I suppose you could walk a bit further in the summer months. Whereas one Castleton, there's a lot around there. You're right near the town. It's about 10-15 minute walk.
I would say like 5-10 minute.
5-10 minutes.
It depends on your walking speed.
Yeah. Into the town, and then you've got plenty of choice of pubs, shops, chip shop,
walking, posts.
Yeah, there's lots and lots of walking to do around there. There's the Blue John Mines as well. Yeah,
there's the Peak Cavern. So there's also that to do. But I did go on a residential with school, and I probably, if you were choosing between the two, I would say better off going to the Blue John Mines, just because there's more there. There's more crystals, whereas the other one, it's just rocks. It's nothing else.
Yeah. So, I mean, there is lots of positives. You know, when we went to see Concord, that was on one of their affiliated sites, which was open all year round. Not massively expensive.
No.
You know, it was close. If you was travelling down south, let's say Cornwall, Devon, and you need somewhere to stop over, really good place for that because it's not far off the motorway. But having said that, it is very near the motorway. But there's sites all around the country like them. Now on to a bit of the downside of the club, and why we're making this video really is, why is it really worth joining? Because the sites are very expensive. Last weekend, for example, we stayed at Castleton, and we've got the paperwork. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up very well. So that's what you get. That's the map of the site. So you choose where you stay. Now, there was all four of us then, weren't there?
Yeah.
So me, the wife, and the two kids. And they charge per pitch, per adult and per child. So for a weekend, bearing in mind there's nothing on these sites other than a very clean toilet block, it was £52.60. Let's see if that picks that up. Now I think that's quite a lot of money really. You know, especially if you compare it to, say, I don't know, Ashbourne, Callowtop. Now on Callowtop you've got a pub and you've got like the clubhouse sort of thing, isn't it? Arnold's Bar. You've got the swimming pool in the warmer months because it's an outdoor pool.
You've got a shop on site.
Yeah.
You're right near the Tissington Trail.
Yeah, you literally walk off the site onto the Tissington Trail. So, and that is roughly similar price to this, I'd say. So I think if you're a part of the club, you would expect to get a better discount, whereas you don't. It's quite expensive. And again, we stayed at another club site when we was coming back from Scotland. As we was travelling down the east coast of England, we decided to go to Whitby,
Yeah.
and we stayed at another club site there. It was a bit of a last minute, and we got to the site, and again, at this point, we hadn't rejoined, and it was all the same thing. It was priced per pitch, per person, with the four of us, and it worked out. We only ended up staying the one night because what we didn't realise with this site was there was literally nothing on site.
No.
There was not even a toilet block. So I think in instance like that, it should have been price per pitch.
Yeah.
I can't justify charging per person when there's
No facilities to use on there that one person would use.
no exactly. Yeah, all the facilities which you can justify charging for, I suppose, wasn't there.
No.
When
Yeah.
we spoke to the member of staff asking how to walk into Whitby, she advised us not to because there's no direct route, there's no safe paths. You have to walk on the busy main roads. That it was just too dangerous, and it was about
Like a 3.
3 mile, 4 mile walk. So it was quite a long way.
Yeah.
Right, and then so that's that whinge about those sort of sites, and it is a bit of a whinge because they are expensive.
Yeah.
And now the real bugbear comes. So they do this thing with the Caravan Motorhome Club where you can book your sites and you don't have to pay for them till you get there, which in principle sounds really good. You're not outlaying loads of money. Dead easy. Get your phone, book it on your phone. The only problem with that is everybody's doing it, so you are very, very hard pushed to get on the site,
Yeah.
particularly some of the good ones.
Yeah. It just seems like everyone at the very start of the year just books it all up, and then and you can understand if they do go, but then they'll just end up not going, and you just think to yourself, well, that could be a pitch for someone else when they're making money.
Yeah, I think if there was to take a deposit, people may think twice. I mean, we're in beginning of February now, and I believe most of the Christmas market at Chatsworth over that week and weekend is already booked up, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's quite difficult to actually get on a pitch, if we're honest. What the staff have says to us when we've queried this before, and I've spoke to them because this is why initially we didn't rejoin, because we could never get on anywhere. Is they brought in a new system and it's a bit of a strike. So if you do book the pitches and you don't turn up, then you get a strike. But you get 24 hours to cancel, I believe it is.
Yeah.
So what people do is just generally it's booked up throughout the year until pretty much the day before they go, and then they cancel. Where when you're a family, it's hard to do that sometimes because obviously weekends.
It's not so easy for a family to book, especially with because of the snap decisions. You can't just the night before or 24 hours before just ring up and be like, so have you got a pitch? Because you've got to prepare everything, especially with like families. You've got to get all the kids to do all the clothes. It'd just be very, very stressful.
Yeah, it is. So that's where this video comes to, really, is it worth it? Because most weekends on most sites are already booked up, because everybody, most people work through the week and weekends are the most popular, which stands to reason, and when you got kids you just can't go away in the week because of they at school. So is it worth joining? I'd say if you're probably older, retired and able to go in the week, then definitely.
Yeah.
There's some great sites, particularly if there's only yourself or there's just two of you. Perfect. I say for a family, I find it a little bit to discriminate against families just because they're charging per child. to make extra money.
Mm.
However, I feel when you've joined a club and you've listed as a family, it should be per pitch. You know,
Yeah.
you're only using that one area.
Yeah.
Okay, you might use the toilet blocks and stuff like
Mm.
that, but you know they allow for that anyway. So it is a very expensive way to.
Yeah.
We couldn't afford to go away all the time. You know,
Mm.
paying £50 a weekend, if not more in some cases.
Yeah, it's just not justifiable when there's not a lot on there or around, really.
Yeah. So, right, I hope this has been some help. We don't want it to all be negative about the club. We have used it. We've used it recently for booking our cross-channel Eurotunnel. I
Yeah.
keep saying ferries, but it is Eurotunnel. And we've saved through the club about £30.
Mm.
Not a massive saving, but yeah, still a saving. So it does have its advantages. But don't join thinking you're going to get on a pitch every time, because they are really difficult to get onto, particularly the popular ones.
Yeah.
So I hope this video has been of some use, and thanks for watching from me.
Thanks for watching.